One of the first pieces of advice on using research phrases, and this is something that I think a lot of new users to the link prospector get confused about, is we really encourage users to go outside of the sales and SEO keyword space. I have this example here of this person for their campaign. They're trying to sell, or they're trying to earn links to some sales pages on sunglasses, or maybe some content on sunglasses. But the key phrases that they use, sunglasses, Ray-Ban, eyewear, are all high salesy and just not very often used in real links pages. So the advice I would give is, before you put this kind of research term into the link prospector, you're going to want to go to your favorite search engine, go to Google, and type your phrase plus cite.edu or cite.gov. That way you're taking it away from all the .coms and you're seeing what the edu and .govs are saying about your keywords. And that's just a great way to understand the terms and the phrases people are using that aren't salesy in your space. Because as you can see with this person, when they did this first report with a lot of sales-based keywords, even though they were looking for links pages, what they got back were sales pages, a lot like eyeglasshouse.com. These aren't allaboutvision.com. These aren't people that are necessarily going to link to them because they're trying to sell their own sunglasses.
And of course, that's frustrating. If you're doing this type of work, it's frustrating if you get results like this. But the reason that these results appeared was because of the keywords used.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's just something that knowing to break out of the sales and SEO keyword space with your research phrases is important. You're looking for opportunities, which means you're not looking for people who are using your SEO keywords. You're looking for something different. And so that's important to remember. And like I said, the best way to do that is just go to Google, do cite.edu, cite.gov, and find phrases around what you're talking about that can help generate content ideas for content to create that's tangential to sunglasses or footwear,
and
whatever it is.
It's so wide, the number of phrases that you will find in terms of doing that. It's really inspirational when you do those searches and then able to pick out, words that you just wouldn't have thought of by yourself.
Another very important thing to think about when you're using the link prospector is to consider using advanced operators. In title and in URL specifically are really, really helpful. And I'm going to show you how using them or not using them can really change your search. So in this specific example, we're looking for bloggers with cats. Maybe we have a cool cat toy we want them to review, or we just want to engage with people with cats. And so maybe we would be searching things that a blogger with cats might say, such as my cat, our cat, my cats. When I look for bloggers, one of my biggest tactics is looking for, searching for blogs, but then searching for phrases on that blog that will target exactly the kind of person that I'm looking for, things that they might say. We're not using advanced operators, and we're just searching for people who say my cat, our cats. The results that we got here, there are probably some good results, but then there's also a lot of mess in here. So, for example, a blog post on Skype, which is stay in touch with your cat over Skype. This is a corporate blog, so this isn't exactly what we're looking for. And what you're finding here is that someone's writing in the comments about my cat. Then we have another example found from this list, how it's a Huffington Post article, but in the comments, again, a person is saying my cat. So because we're not using advanced operators, because we're being less specific, it's searching on page for these terms. And that means we're searching in the comments. That means we're searching in the sidebars. We're searching and potentially in advertisements. We're searching all over the page for terms that are important to us, meaning we're just going to get less specificity and maybe some results we don't want. If we perform the same exact search but with advanced operators, in title my cat, in title our cat, in URL, what we're going to find is that the way that in title works or in URL works, that means that, so we know that this is something that the author of the page, the writer of the blog, the creator, is talking about their cat as opposed to someone in the comments. And when we did this search, then we found a lot more blogs related to just people who are talking about my cat. So we have bloggers with cats, which is exactly what we were looking for. And one thing you'll notice too is that in the original search without in title, we had 890 domains in the results, whereas with this one we have 359. So it really cut down on the noise. It really made sure we were just targeting bloggers who were specifically talking about their cats. The next piece of advice I'd love to offer is that you can use multiple keywords in one search box. And what I mean by this is I think people who are new to the link prospector might see each research phrase box as a place where you'd put one word or one phrase. And that's actually not true. The way that it works is that these research phrase boxes are unique. Each one of them is a unique search. So it's like within one report, you get up to 5 mini searches that you're bringing back. You can use multiple words. You can use in URL, in title, and then something in quotes and something out of quotes. It's really, you can put as much as you want in that box, and nothing in one box will affect something that's in another box because they're all happening on their own.
Okay, and what are you trying to get here in these searches?
So for my example, I'm reflecting a Google search that I did. So recently in the United States, on the East Coast, we had a pretty severe winter storm called Jonas, which means that we're going to get people talking about snowstorm Jonas and not their friend Jonas who got stuck in a snowstorm. And how searching for New York City specifically is going to pull up vastly different results from searching Raleigh, which is a city in North Carolina. So the more specific you can be about location, about in title specificity, about exact words within each search is going to help you find the most specific results that you can. That you can also use phrases. And this is something that I've been trying recently, as I mentioned with blogs, how I'm finding really just a wide variety of blogs, but also finding every blogger in a certain space that I'm looking for. So when I search for bloggers, one of the best ways I found to do it, instead of searching for travel bloggers, which might get me just someone talking about travel bloggers, or, a website that sells travel equipment mentioning travel bloggers, I'm searching for the exact phrases that the bloggers I'm searching for might use.
Okay.
So for this specific search, I'm using the word I a lot, like how I used previously my cat. Here I'm using how I find cheap flights, how I fly cheaply. I feel like these are phrases that a blogger who's talking about how they travel would use in a article about how they travel. And again, you can see I'd used in title because I want to make sure that it's not just someone in the comments or someone in the sidebar, an advertisement talking about cheap flights, that it's really an article that's about travel and about flights. So
okay, and there in the first part there, like how do I find cheap flights? You're trying to get inside the mind of the blogger.
Exactly.
And then putting in title flights. Make sure it's specific in that the article or the content that you find is about flights. So those two parts to it, very different parts, but put them together and wow, they're powerful.
That's exactly right. And those two things together are helping you, like you said, pinpoint who you're looking for, but then make sure it's not just noise. And just so I have a couple of examples of bloggers that I was able to find with this exact search. And as you can see, these are people that popped up in the results. All 3 of them are travel bloggers. They're real people. They're not a sales page. They're someone you might want to reach out to if you're looking for travel bloggers. And they all wrote articles about how to find cheap flights. So this is just a great way, again, and all within the past year. So if you really want to pinpoint specifically bloggers, or even I can see this working with news articles as well, I think the best way to do it is think of short phrases that would be on these pages, and then specifying it with an in-title search is just going to find you exactly what you're looking for.